Okay, hello everyone, welcome to a new Hive game of the week. Sorry for my voice, I got a bad cold, my nose is completely clogged, hopefully it's still fine for this video. So we're gonna see today a game from the Hive Rapid League 2023. This is second season and this is the top group. HappyKiwi against MaxShark, and a very good example of how to use the Pillbug offensively. Watch out for the chances in your games. So, HappyKiwi plays Ladybug opening, and MaxShark plays his classical Pillbug opening. You see they basically play in the same flexible diamond, but Black has played a Pillbug instead of Ladybug. And this clearly has an effect on the opening. You will see later on the dramatic effect on the end of the game. It's also a Z opening, so you can see the two queens are opposite sides of the hive. White goes for the X trap, so this becomes a trigger point, right? This is especially good when you play a Ladybug as a first bug. I think the opposite is not true for the Pillbug. So since the Pillbug cannot jump out, having a X-trap in place for Black wouldn't be as good. Of course, in this case, Black doesn't have the chance to do it because the ant here has moved. So Black goes on, puts on some more material. Here, I think a more typical move for White would have been to place a Pillbug instead of the ant, something like this. But I think White was afraid of this continuation where the mosquito is harassing the Pillbug and threatening to warping the Pillbug away or the queen away, or just continuing placing a new aggressive beetle, for example, after this. I don't think White should be worried about it because he has a mosquito here that can just pin the beetle, and then the mosquito cover the beetle and shut him down, the black mosquito. So I don't think it would have been a problem, but I think White wanted to avoid this variation altogether, and so he decided to sacrifice a ant. Black goes straight for it, what is called a compound attack. So he pins the ant on the queen, so on a kill spot, which in the long term might be detrimental, but the mosquito gets white ant power, and is also sort of a bait. White can keep placing their pieces on the board, or just move the mosquito straight away, which is what White did in this game. In this case, I think it was particularly important, first because he mirrors the compound attack on Black. In this case, they decided to go not for a true pin, but for a false pin to break the pocket here, right? Which was not true for White. So Black goes on placing another ant. Now White has to. You can see now we are at a point in the ant game where whatever White plays will be pinned. Wherever White plays the last ant, it will be pinned by Black. Okay, and then at that point, the situation would be, let's imagine White plays something like this. Now the ant game is even. So you have two ants. Let's call it ants, although the mosquito. Just because the mosquito is behaving like an ant, we have two hands free for White and two hands free for Black, which is like a standard way to have an ant game, I would say. And now players will just start to place other pieces. But the important thing is that both players have enough defenders to defend against a beetle attack. Okay, but White decided to unbalance the ant game by using one of the techniques that is basically placing a minor piece. I would call it minor piece, so a piece that is not as strong as an ant, in this case the spider, to basically annoy the black ant. And now the hand has to move. In this case, we'll pin the white spider, also breaking the pocket here, okay, which was another reason for placing the spider in that specific place. And now white will place an ant. You could have placed an ant here, for instance, and then if black pins the ant again, now the spider is able to move, and white has basically gained an extra move compared to the ant game that we have seen before, right? Because the spider is already in play, and the black ant has moved twice. The problem here would be that white has two compound attack in place, okay, from black point of view, right? So two hands are pinned on the queen, which is not ideal. So white decides to go instead for placing a new ant here, which is kind of unusual because black could just shift the pin, right? And now he has a 2-for-1 pin, which is usually useful for like it's advantageous for black. The downside is that white has got now a pocket and black has got no pocket. So basically it's a sacrifice for a purpose. Black instead decides to ignore this and move on in a quite aggressive way. Is pointing at this spot, trying to break the X trap, and at the same time it will win an extra move, freeing the black ant here once the grasshopper gets into the kill spot. I would have probably pinned the black grasshopper. I don't see why not. But instead, white decides to put the Pillbug down, which, yeah, it should have been done sooner or later. So I guess decided to go straight away. Black goes on with the plan, as we said, takes the kill spot and frees the black ant. So white has to reposition the pin, and black reposition the pin as well. So they just change the order of moves, basically. It could have repositioned the pin earlier here, but so white goes on placing a spider here. The idea is probably to shut down the mosquito, and as you'll see, also to use the spider to pin any aggressive beetle that could have been placed around this area, which is the closest anchor point black has to the white queen. Of course, the beetle here cannot be pinned by the spider, but white decides to shift the pin. This is probably one of the cases where shifting the pin is important, because yeah, you basically trade some mobility, the free mosquito, for preventing black from qualifying for the win, right? So if black doesn't have any beetle available to cover the Pillbug, the white Pillbug, it becomes much harder for black to win. And in general, if you have two defenders free, you should use them to prevent your opponent to qualify for the win. So to pin your opponent beetles when chances arise. Black goes for another beetle. This is a pretty big sacrifice, I would say. It's pretty risky. So you sacrifice all your beetle in place, and you sacrifice an ant as well, only to get a beetle on top of the hive. In this case, it will be a mosquito. You can see here the mosquito is free to move now. It basically, black has created sort of a pocket. So he has sacrificed effectively 3 pieces, the ant and 2 beetle, only to qualify for the win. So get the mosquito on top of the hive and cover the queen, or cover the Pillbug. White has moved the Pillbug away, but black will manage to cover at least the queen without any problem. The problem is, of course, that black has sacrificed some material. Okay, so and is also ahead in the attack. White, as you can see, has not even pinned the black queen. So if white manage to defend, in the long term he will have a material advantage. If not, then black will probably carry on a successful attack and win. White goes on top of the beetle, not to block the beetle itself, which was already blocked, but to control these pawn points that could have been used for black to place something here and free the hand. Black goes on and covers the queen. Probably this move is a bit too like cautious. Probably there were more urgent threats to take care of, as we'll see in the game. But maybe it's fine. Let's see. The important thing here is white needs to come up with a defensive plan. Otherwise, black will just place pieces, like first cover the Pillbug and then place, let's say, cover the Pillbug here and then place a hopper here and take the kill spot here, the last kill shot here, sorry, after the ant goes in. So in principle, black needs 1 move, 2 to place the hopper, 3 to go with the ant here on the kill spot on the right, and 4 the grasshopper goes into the last kill spot. Of course, it's not necessarily that easy, but the plan is quite dangerous. So black covers the Pillbug. The idea for white now to defend is create a ring here and free the ant or the ladybug. Okay, to do that, white has moved the mosquito here in order to create a new spawn point that can use to create a ring. Probably do this 1 move earlier without the grasshopper here would have been more efficient, but I think he wanted to be sure that this beetle was completely stuck there. As you can see, this beetle, the beetle number 1, is blocked in a bidirectional pin, so it's definitely going to stay there forever. Let's see. So black plays the grasshopper here, as we said, in dangerous position, right angle of attack to take the last kill spot there. White creates the ring. Black puts a ladybug here with a double purpose to use it as an attacking piece, okay, to take one of the 2 kill spot. At the same time, if the mosquito decides to move away, he also pins the Pillbug onto the queen, right? So a sort of compound attack again. I remind you that the Pillbug is under the black mosquito. Now, white has created the ring, and is the only one that can break it. This is one of the good rings, right? What should white do? Well, of course, move an ant, right? Or move the ladybug. And now came the blunder, I think. The big mistake comes here. I think placing an ant here would have been still a good move. White is threatening to move the queen into somewhere else, maybe getting back in the pocket here. And to block it, black would play something like this, maybe. Okay. But once white plays this one, pre-swamping the white ladybug, which means basically be ready for the ladybug to escape whenever one of the 2 kill spots is taken, this one and this one, then white I think would have been fine. Or at least you need to calculate a bit more, but I think white has resources to defend. However, white played this move, okay, which seems a reasonable move, right? Why not? If black creates the ring again, then the white hand can escape, okay? The problem is how would black create the ring using the Pillbug? So the Pillbug now goes from defense to offense. The problem is whenever white moved the ant away, which happened in the game, black just warps the white queen into the hell. I don't know how to call it, but yeah, now white is in big trouble. So white should have stopped black from from warping the white queen in. The problem is it's too late now. The mistake was, the blunder was the previous move. If white plays, let's say this move, okay, to just fix the white queen there, it's still too late, because this ladybug can take the kill shot, sorry, so the last move. If white pins the ladybug, white has a very comfortable pocket here, and there's no way for white to defend against this hopper jumping in the last kill spot. So that was too late. It's incredible how in one move white has completely lost the game. So white played this, black warped the queen in hell, and white tried to yeah, now it's desperate. There's really nothing to do, because with so in the next move, black is threatening to place a hopper here, or at the same time it could just move the mosquito here, and in 1, 2, 3 moves you will win, and there's no way for white to avoid that. White pinned the grasshopper, black plays the spider here, and now black is threatening to win with another technique, which is called I think re-index, or basically rearrangement, where you rearrange the pieces around the white queen in order to get a favorable angle of attack. So in this case, the mosquito here could take the kill shot if this space was free, right? So if you move the grasshopper using the Pillbug power into another kill spot, you rearrange basically the pieces around the kill spots, and the mosquito will jump here in the next move. So black is threatening to win in 2 moves. White goes here, which is the only sensible move. The white mosquito now can act as a proximity Pillbug and try to defend. The problem is that the mosquito can be shut down by the Pillbug. And here I think HappyKiwi was in trouble, and he played this move just with the Pillbug away, but now black wins in 2 moves. There's nothing the white mosquito can do. As you should remember, the white mosquito cannot copy black mosquito, because the black mosquito is still a mosquito, even if it's on top of the hive. Okay, you cannot copy as beetle power. The other more resistant move would have been this one, warping away the hopper. But black will win anyway. Now it's threatening to win in 2 moves again. The hopper going in. White cannot pin it. I mean, white can pin it with the other end, but then you have this hopper ready to go here. So the only thing white could do is just warping the hopper again somewhere else. But now black has again too many threats. One threat is to go here and then here, so to win again in 1, 2, and then 3 moves with mosquito. This is another 1, 2, 3 moves. So yeah, there's nothing white will be able to do anyway. But the game was a bit quicker after this. Patrick HappyKiwi played this move, and then black won 2 moves. So whenever you have the chance, just don't miss the move that allows you to get your Pillbug in offensive position. In this case was just in the center of the hive, which is not very usual, but it might happen. In some cases you might place just a Pillbug from your reserve into an aggressive position, but this is quite cool, because this game was quite cool because it switched from defense to offense, and then warped the queen into this fantastic honeycomb. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. See you next week with the next game. Bye.